Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Over the course of the semester, I have discussed about the military and probably bored you to death on the different perspectives. But the bigger issue that no one really knows about, not even I really knew about, were veterans. And the homeless ones are the ones that are in need. A quote from Stan Williams, CEO of Stanton Homes, is, "There are over 20 million veterans living in the United States today, and every day we lose 1,600 of them." And a lot of people tell me, oh, well, just go to the VA, which is Veteran Affairs, and they're kind of like representatives for us, for medical, dental, anything we need. They're kind of like our go-to people. And it's not that easy because they can only help us to a certain extent. They can pretty much only say, here are the places that are hiring, go ahead. Here's the hospitals that take you, go ahead and try. But they're not going to kick down the door for us and make sure that the doctors help us or that we get the help we need. With this Stanton Homes, it's a small group that started out in North Carolina, and what they do for the military is they offer a 5% discount off of the homes for veterans that need help, or try to make deals and little discounts for them to afford the homes for their families. And a big reason why a lot of veterans are homeless are because of the shortage of affordable housing, especially if I didn't have my family when I came back here. I think the unemployment here is $400 a month, and I can't get an apartment by myself on $400 a month. So it would have been ridiculous for me to try to get me my own place. Another reason is PTSD and substance abuse. I've seen a lot of guys who drink themselves just to make themselves feel better and go to sleep and say they had a good night. I've seen them, and do drugs, and then that's why they end up homeless. They blow all their income right off drugs, and then that's it. And the biggest reason is a lot of the housing goes to women with dependent children or the fathers with dependent children. And according to the U.S. Interagency Council of Homeless, the statistics of homeless veterans is that 23% of the homeless population are veterans, and out of that, 89% received an honorable discharge, that being that they were allowed to get a job wherever they want and be able to go back into the military. And out of that, 45% need help finding a job and 37% need help finding housing. And with finding a job, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're a veteran, they'll take you like that. You got experience, why not get a job that easy? And that's not true, because I applied to I think it was security for TSA at the airport, and the qualifications were a minimum of a year of general job experience and a GED or a high school diploma. I had both of those, and the military background. And I got an email back saying the sentence was, you did not qualify for the position. And when I tried to contact the director, tried to contact everybody, they wouldn't give me an excuse. They were just like, you didn't qualify, sorry. And that was it. As far as the VA goes, with that, I tried contacting them, they didn't give me anything. And when I applied for my health benefits, I asked to see a doctor as soon as I could, and that was back in May of this year, and it's been 7 months, and I still haven't seen a doctor or gone to the dentist for a checkup. And I can't go until I go through the VA to get my insurance to go see a doctor. So I'm pretty screwed. And then with the job I have now, I don't get benefits until a year, so I got to try to find some way to cheat the system to do something, to get some kind of insurance. So the solution to this problem is that there needs to be more awareness throughout not just the states, but the community as well. Like with the Stanton Homes, and recently was founded was the Wounded Warrior Project, where they're pretty much, every donation counts, and there's also the Wounded Warrior Foundation, which started out in San Diego. And what they do is the same thing that the Stanton Home program does, is they look for jobs for people, they sponsor these homeless veterans. And there's also, I believe it's Veterans Against Stand Down, which is like local shelters and churches bring in the veterans, and they give them shelter for up to 3 days. 3 cooked meals, a bed, and a place to stay, until they can, of course, find something better for them. So in conclusion, yeah, maybe the people on the freeway really aren't veterans that hold up the signs and say they can't read, but they wrote the sign perfectly. So, but if ever you see somebody not on the street. That might just be a homeless person, but just any project, any foundation you can think of to donate to. I mean, it's for a good cause. And the a real good quote or trademark for the Rodeo Warrior Project that I like is the greatest casualty is being forgotten. So just do whatever you can to help out. Thank you.
Jamie, what did you think?
So, I really liked what he had to say. I didn't realize that there were that many people that, I don't know, all you hear about is everything, and I didn't realize that many people actually needed help. And I liked what you had to say. It was kind of short, but you did keep good eye contact, and there wasn't, you only kind of read like the quotes, which is good because not everyone can memorize a quote. Other than that, it was really good.
All right. Well, I think the topic is a good one, but you need to be a little bit sharper in what it is you're going to say about the topic. It sounds like you're talking about the one particular program at first, and then it gets to be more general about all veterans issues, and then it's about housing and jobs issues. So it's all over the place. That there is a need to provide greater assistance or to streamline assistance or to make the VA work more effectively. I think that's a potential argument that people could do something that would assist by donating to these organizations that provide additional assistance beyond whatever the VA is able to provide. That's another goal for the speech. It just seems to me like you don't have a very clear focus as to what it is at the end you want us to believe. I liked some of the examples you have. The personal experience, I think, makes it easy for us to relate to the frustration that you must be facing when you're trying to deal with, basic everyday issues, and you think, well, I've got this job experience. What the heck are they talking about? It's got to be very frustrating not to be able to get a response on something like that when you believe you're qualified for the job and you just get a dismissal like that, and what's your option? Or you're stuck waiting for VA to approve your selection of a doctor or a dentist or help you get some kind of contact, and you can't do anything until you go through that system. I'm not sure how typical those problems are. I don't know whether it's just your experience or whether that's the experience of everybody who goes to the VA, and that's why you need some additional research on this. I thought you had some good information at the beginning of the speech to show us how significant the problem is, the number of people who are veterans, the number who are dying each day. Of course, that's largely represented by older veterans who, I mean, let's face it, World War II vets, we're on the brink of losing them all. They're in their 80s now, for the most part, so it wouldn't be surprising that large numbers of them are dying. But for instance, if you had data about veterans who had more recent service and what their unemployment levels were, or some other examples of problems getting housing, for instance. I did like the statistics that you had on the percentage of people who were veterans that are homeless and that they were honorably discharged and that sort of thing. So that gives us some sense that those people are in a situation. And I like the explanation that you gave about how a lot of them get into that homeless situation. I thought that was pretty good. What I don't understand is why it is that there isn't assistance for them. The Veterans Administration is, a huge government body. There's so much money there. Is it all caught up in red tape? Is it they're spending the money on the wrong things? Is it just that there's too much demand for this kind of stuff? I think you need to develop that part of the argument a little bit more. All right, and the presentation I thought was very solid. Good eye contact. You're talking to us much more directly. I think that worked well. All right, thank you.